Oh, come on, he's a miserable cocksucker fucking asshole. You hate him, admit it.
What up, heads? Big Chuck Reeves here, beast host for M&E Radio and the motherfucking Beard Speaks. I am standing here live in Providence, Rhode Island with the man, Crown Heights Duck Down MC. His name is Ruste Juxx, damn near 20-year hard body hip hop veteran in the game. I'll go today, man. How was the trip up?
Yeah, it was good, man. You know, it was shorter than I actually thought it was. You know what I mean? I thought it took a little while, but it was all right.
Well, they always call us like mini New York because we only like 2.5 hours out. It's almost like going out to one of the far boroughs. You feel me?
It was smooth. You just put on some music and smoke and shit. You hit.
Well, like I said, you a damn near 20-year veteran in this motherfucker with your first major appearance being on Helter Skelter's album Magnum Force.
Hell yeah.
But before that, there was a man out there by the name of Vic Funkster.
Word. Oh, shit. Where you get that from?
Who was inspiring the young Vic Funkster out there, 13, 14, spitting rhymes in Crown Heights? What was you listening to?
Yo.
What was inspiring you in hip-hop at the time?
Shit, man, like, damn, everybody, man, everything from the 90s, man. From the 80s, it was, you know, Kane, G-Rap, Rakim, you know what I mean? And then the 90s, to Wu-Tang, the Mob, the M.O.P., Redman, you know what I mean?
All that East Coast grimy shit. All that East Coast grimy shit.
Yeah,
I understand. I saw on your Freestyle Friday appearance the boot camp shirt.
Right.
You shouted out the click.
Hell yeah.
In 1998, about that time, 17, 18-year-old Ruste Juxx met Sean Price, and it changed your life, correct?
Hell yeah it did, man. That shit. And I'll never forget how he pulled up on the block too with his foot out the window and shit, you know what I mean, on the side. It was funny already and shit. I'm like, yo, with my man Petro. So he had his dreads cut and all that by that time, you know what I mean? I met him, we chopped it up, we was talking and shit. He like, yo, because my man Errol Mack, he introduced me, you know what I mean? He drove him over and everything. And from there we went to the studio, and after that we just clicked, you know what I mean? He brought me around to Brownsville, you know what I mean? I got on the joints, he took me to the studios. And you know,
and he brought your ass overseas.
He couldn't lose me after that. You know what I mean?
He brought you overseas.
Oh, everywhere.
And man. I know you had a long period
all in
of time.
the States.
I know you had almost a 10-year period of time between when you was featured on that Magnum Force record and when you finally dropped a full length. But like I said, you did a lot in that time. You did a lot of shows with Sean, especially overseas. Yeah. You did a lot of. You dropped a mixtape. And you did that Freestyle Friday. Now, I couldn't even find a year on that motherfucker. Somebody told me 05.
Yeah, it was 2005, man.
So you had already dropped the shit that came out on Magnum Force. You was already kind of rocking with Duck Down, and you was already had been on tour overseas.
Yeah, I had a lot of joints with Duck Down over there. Yeah, I have been on tour with him.
Watching this, there's 2 battles from that incident. I don't know how many times you was on.
Right.
How many times was you on?
It was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks. Right.
Well, that second week, besides cannabis, it looked like you got played a little bit. And do you
at that time, yeah, go ahead.
Do you think maybe it was possible they found out that you was under development with Duck Down, and that maybe that's why they played you?
Nah, I don't think so. It was just, you know, they were saying what they were saying that day was, you know, it sounded like my shit was written, you know, more put together than what he would, but his shit was written too. You know what I mean? But I think it was more of a, cause Styles and the other dude, they was, you know, cause they from Yonkers, he was from Harlem. You know what I mean? I was thinking that's what it was. So I was mad at that time, but then I was like, you know, I got over that.
Well,
that shit got me so much exposure. People were seeing me everywhere just from being on them. You know what I mean? Cause it run Friday, Saturday, and Monday. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even be mad at that, man.
So you would recommend that for an upcoming
and plus,
MC?
I'm Ruste Juxx now, like Duke, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I googled the other 2 dudes, and I didn't get a whole lot of impressions.
Man,
I'll just put it that way.
I'm a big Styles P fan too, man.
So they made you stay profanity free on that show, and that's kind of how I wanted to segue into the Meteor thing. Right. Your last album, Meteor, was completely profanity free.
Not that one.
That wasn't the one that was profanity free?
Viic.
So Viic was profanity free.
Yeah.
What led to that decision? Because a lot of veteran MCs tell me that profanity is like
a crutch. I did it because that's how I started out. When I first started rapping, I had to rhyme like that because I started rhyming when I was 12, so I couldn't even write, you know what I mean? I could write it, but then I couldn't, you know, kick it everywhere, so. But that's how I started, so I was like, yo, I'm gonna take it back to where, when I was really, like, you know, my style was totally different too, the way I was approaching shit. So I wanted to do that for the Meteorite album, and that shit, you know what I mean, it just came out. And then as I was doing that, I started making the concept, you know what I mean, being the, you know, the space, you know what I mean, shit. So, and that shit really worked out. I started studying up on shit, and what I was learning, I was putting it into the music, and you know what I mean, and it came out crazy, like Black Hole. I started learning about that, and
Water on Mars is on some straight Neil deGrasse Tyson shit, you know what I'm saying? Some straight astrophysics shit with the carbon monoxide and the gas mask. Your whole joint there was fire. But I must say, how do you do that? I mean, and keep that shit, that rough street savage, that hard body hip hop that Ruste Juxx is known for, but keep it profanity free? How do you find that to be easier or harder?
Yeah, because on that one I hardly curse on Miriad, so I know what you're saying and shit. But yo, man, this shit is just, I don't know, man. I don't need, you know, when you find the right words, you don't need to curse all the time. You know what I mean? There's certain songs that I got on VIC, you be swearing I did curse, like what? Like, it's just the delivery, you know what I mean? My tone of voice, and you know how I'm, you know what I'm saying. So, you know.
All right, well, bet.
As long as you feeling that shit, you know what I mean? If I could make you feel it was like some gangster shit and I ain't cursed, then you know what I mean? I did my job, you know what I mean?
My favorite song on the VIC, but we got, and it sound like you cursed me.
No doubt.
That's what I'm talking about.
A lot of veteran MCs have told me this shit is like a crutch sometimes, and sometimes you can get trapped in that loop. So it's real nice to see.
And not only I did that on the album, all my features on the album,
and that's crazy.
They came embodied like Already Rugged Man, Ill Bill, Term, Jason, fucking who else, man? Everybody that got a Sadat X. You know what I mean? Everybody got on there.
Did you get any phone calls?
Yeah, one time Ill Bill was like, yo, man, you want me not to curse? Like, and matter of fact, he cursed one time, but we took it out and it ain't even sound like it, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh shit, but you know what I mean? That shit's perfect.
Well, you got a long history of work with the man Tom Real Wolf from Real Wolf Productions. You was in the Real Goons project. You was part of one of the Underworlds or a few of the Underworld projects. You have a couple videos that you've done as solo joints, and you're part of the upcoming cinema project, collaboration project that he's putting out, featuring the likes of you, my homeboy Lex the Hexmaster, my homeboy Blaze Your Dead Homie, all from Magic Ninja Entertainment, as well as people like Jay Reno from Canada. I heard Snoop Dogg's on that motherfucker. Can you tell us anything about your, you know, your contribution to this project and how it feels to work with somebody who has such a unique visual vision?
Man, he been my dude for a minute, man. Ever since I've been going out to Toronto for a minute, so I met him on one of the runs, or I think I spoke to him before I went out there, you know what I mean, online and everything. Then we linked up, and you know, he shot a video off a Meteorite album, and then I did a joint for him. Then we did, you know, we just kept collaborating. Then when he came to New York, you know what I mean, before he came here, I did the joint for the Flatliners, and I'm like, yeah, that's my peoples too already. So it was, you know what I mean. So I love doing that, man. I work with talented people, you know what I mean, and you know, I think that's very important in this game. You know what I mean? You get with A likes and y'all just smash shit out and keep it moving.
Well, for a fan like me, who I have a strong ties to that horrorcore community, that Lex the Hexmaster, that Flatliners community. It's awesome when someone like you, who is more of a overall underground hip hop artist, can link with those guys and make that beautiful,
I knew them before.
Shit.
I knew them when I was just Ruste Juxx on the, you know, just because I knew them from the style, because I'm from Crown Heights, but I hung out in the style a lot too, and you know what I mean. I knew them from, son lived around the corner from my grandmother, you know what I mean. Red Rum, so you know what I mean, the digger up the block. So I knew them just from being MCs. Like, you know, I had that name before. You know, it was, you know, you had names like social media, you know what I mean? You know, you could hear a rapper name in the street, like, yeah, I heard he dope, he got a song called, you know what I mean? So it was like that, man. So yeah, man, it was nothing to do something with them.
Well, we got that dropping, I think, August 3rd, August 2nd, maybe.
Right.
I'll make sure I clarify that before I print this motherfucker. But also in August, dropping August motherfucking 8th, something I'm very personally excited for. On the day that for me will live in infamy, the release of Imperious Rex from the big homeboy.
Yo, I don't want to say this, but I think this might be Sean B's best album, man. This album is crazy, son. Yo. Yeah.
That's what I say. Every time you drop something now, I'm like, she got better.
Yo, and look, shout out to Bernadette, because she put this shit together so nice. Like, and she worked hard, and she dealt with all the bullshit, you know what I mean, that she ain't never do before, and she handled that shit like a champ. And you know what I mean? And now she about to, you know what I mean, reap what she's, you know what I mean?
Well, did you kick any verses towards this project?
Oh, hell yeah, hell yeah.
I'm excited.
I finished it off. I finished it off properly, man. And I'm proud of that work, man. And shout out to everybody that featured on that album, man, because they all did their thing, man. Everybody that, all the, you know what I mean, all the artists that came through, man. And that shit is just beautiful, man. I'm telling you, when you hear that shit, it's just like.
Lives on hashtag. That is something I always see out of you. And it's completely egoless.
Yeah, I get that from Rock, man. Word.
And I love Universal Sean, as does everybody. What do you got coming up? You got a name for the new record? You got a release date for the heads?
My new album is International Juxx. You know what I mean? Because for years I've been doing collabs with rappers from all over. You know what I mean? All overseas, they rhyme in their own language and all that. So I wanted to do an album like that. So I got a lot of my fans from. You know what I mean? I got a song with 2 Italian dudes, one with 2 African dudes. You know, then I mixed it up sometime. A Spanish dude on the song with a German guy, like, and you know, on each concept, you know, subject matter, and I smashed it every time. Even all the beats is made by up-and-coming artists from all over. You know what I mean? So everybody's getting their shine on this one at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm on Ruste Juxx, on International Juxx album. I'm on the 3rd joint. You know what I mean? And I'm doing the videos. So I'm shooting my part here, they shooting it where they shooting and sending it, and we put it together. You know what I mean? International Juxx, man.
Well, you've always been international, working with heads like Caillou, and I mean, you've always been somebody to reach out international and to travel international.
Yeah.
I heard you're going to be going more conscious. And with what's going on in the world, I can't think you picked a better time.
It's calling for that, and Nina Simone, I'm not quoting exactly how she said it, but you know, she was saying that the artist has to speak about the time, like what's going on, because you know, 20 years, 10 years from now, people be looking back and seeing what's going on. They don't know what's going on. People talking about bullshit in the music, and it's a lot of serious shit that's going on that need to be, you know, addressed. So, you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing right now, and like this new album is serious, man. And I just did it. I did one joint called Black Fist with my man Pete Rock. He produced the joint. And you know, I'm on that tip right now, man. It's just serious.
Well, it might need to. Rest in peace to Philandro and everybody we've lost. Police brutality and just the government overall, regardless of race, creed, religion, shape, size, motherfucking sexual orientation, pronoun, gender, what bathroom you use. Do me a favor. Tell the heads out there where they can find you on social media, where they can copy your work at, and where they can find out more about the man Ruste Juxx.
Word up. On Instagram, you can check me out as Ruste motherfucking Juxx. Word up. You ain't get that wrong. Ruste _ Juxx. Or catch me on, you could tweet me on Twitter, Ruste Juxx 357. Facebook is Victor Evans, and my fan page is Ruste Juxx. You know what I mean? Or just YouTube Ruste Juxx, Google Ruste Juxx, you know what I mean? You're gonna see the man live in action, you know what I mean? Doing interviews like this on the shows, tearing it down, you know what I mean? Word.
And with a catalog almost as deep as the Marinaire's Trench.
Word,
thank you so much, Ruste Juxx, for joining me today. And heads, until motherfucking next time, the beard has spoken.
Ah.